Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning everyone. We meet again in Hello Doctors. Today we'll be discussing about eye problems commonly found among us. Have you ever experienced blurred vision when looking at distance after a long period of reading, sewing or doing any new work? I personally have experienced it often and I'm sure some of you are also in the same boat as me. Unfortunately, I can't really tell much about this condition, which is why we have contacted Dr. Fazla and Dr. Afika from optometrists from Columbia Hospital to explain more about this condition. Okay, welcome to Hello Doctors. So can you please kindly introduce yourself?
Assalamualaikum everyone. So my name is Nur Fazila binti Ishaq, an optometrist graduated from IUM in the 2017. And for now, I work at the Hospital Columbia, and I also have an optical store at Kuala Lumpur.
Oh, okay, that is so impressive, and to achieve all of that at a young age. And what about you, Dr. Afika?
My name is Afika Hayati and I was ILAS Junior at the IIUM a few years back. But now, I am her business partner and also work at the same hospital.
Dr. Fazila, I've been told that this isn't your first time appearing on national television. Is that true?
Yes, I think this is my third time being live on television, and I also once joined a radio program recently.
And we also managed to get in contact with one of Dr. Fazila's patients, Mr. M. Ikmal, and we managed to get an interview from him.
Hi, I am Amy and I am a KFC manager. So I was a former patient of Dr. Fazila. As a manager, of course, my life was very busy. I have to work from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day and need to review a lot of files. Then, one day, after a very tiring day at work, I decided to take a quick rest and wanted to read the Quran to recharge my energy.
Just wanna go home, wanna go home, wanna go home, oh, party. Try my best to meet somebody.
After reading for a while, suddenly I noticed my vision was blurry after seeing at near and distance repeatedly. I cannot see the Quran verse clearly and also the cleaner in front of me.
But I don't think that I make anything that's wrong. So I hold on, I'm so tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love. Just wanna go home, wanna go home, wanna go home, oh. So tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love. Just wanna go home, wanna go home, wanna go home, oh. Strangers, killing my lonely nights.
Then I had headache and felt pain around the eye.
Hold on, hurts like heaven, lost in the sound, buzz cut season, like you're still around. Can I miss you? And I need you now. I'm so tired of love songs, tired of love songs. songs, tired of love songs, tired of just wanna go home, wanna go home, wanna go home. Oh, so tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love. Just wanna go home, wanna go home, wanna go home. Oh, I'm so tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love songs.
So from that day, I decided to go meet an optometrist and do an eye examination, which is how I met Dr. Fazilah there.
Okay, so Dr. Fazilah, based on the complaints Mr. Emik just told us, what is actually his eye problem and what is the diagnosis that you made?
So based on the patient complaint, we have performed some of the accommodation tests that includes the amplitude of accommodations, leg accommodations, facility of accommodations, negative and positive relative accommodations.
For your information, the test procedure stated in this video was the simplified one, so you need to refer to the lab manual for more information. Thank you. The first test is amplitude of accommodations. Amplitude of accommodation is to measure the maximum focusing ability of the eye. The technique used was push-up and push-away method by using the rough rule. First, we need to occlude the untested patient eye. Then, we need to ask the patient to read at any 5 words on the rough rule. Next, we need to slowly move the targets toward the patient and ask the patient to report when the target first blur. If the target appear blur, ask the patient to blink several times. If the target still blur, record the amplitude of accommodation in diopter. Then, we need to move away the target from the patients and record when the patient reports as a clear target. The step was repeat 3 times to measure the consistency. Next, we need to test the other eyes. We need to do for the binocular amplitude of accommodations. The expected amplitude of accommodation based on age is measured using the Donder's formula, which is 18.5 minus third of the patient age. The next test is lack of accommodations by using the monocular estimation method. Lack of accommodation is to measure the difference between accommodation stimulus and accommodation response. The examiners need to sit opposite to the subject at eye level, and the test distance is about 40 cm, which is equal to 0.5 accommodation stimulus. Next, we need to ask the patient to read the words on the main card out loud. Next, we need to shine the red light across the patient eye. We need to add lens until no movement or neutral is achieved. The next test is accommodative facility test, which is to measure the flexibility, stamina, dynamic of accommodations or repetitively stimulates and relax of accommodations. It's done binocular and monocularly. For the monocularly, we need to occlude the untested eye using occluder and put the flipper lens in front of the tested eye and start with the pass-through. Next, we need to ask the patients to see the rock cut in front of him or her and ask the patients to report if the words or the first word appear clearer. Then ask him to flip the lens. Once he flips the lens, ask him to read the next box. Do the test in 1 minute. The next test is negative relative accommodation and positive relative accommodation that used to test the range of clear vision by relax and stimulate of accommodation. The test is done binocularly and start with the negative relative accommodations that use the plus lens. First, we need to ask the patient to look at N5 letter on the near chart and keep the letter clear and single. Then, we need to add the plus lens for the both eye and ask the patient to report if the words appear blur or double. Once the patient report as blur, we need to record the amount of plus lens that added to the habituals. Repeat the step for the positive relative accommodations that use the minus lens.
So based on the patient result, the amplitude accommodation is normal and also the leg accommodation is normal. But for the accommodation facility is not normal, which is recorded as 3 cpn for binocular and also 4 cpn for monocular. So we diagnosed that the patient have accommodative infacility for binocular, both eye.
So Dr. Afika, can you please tell us briefly what is accommodative infacility?
Okay, basically accommodative infacility can be defined as a condition when there is a slowness in changing from one level of accommodation to the another level of accommodation.
So is there any management to treat this condition?
Yes, we can manage it by giving a therapy using paper lens to the patient. So the optometrist will prescribe plus 0.5 and minus 0.5 lens power to the patient. If there is an improvement in patient FA, we will increase the lens power by 0.5 until patient can have a normal FA using plus 2 and minus 2.
Alhamdulillah, after undergoing therapy for my eye problem, I no longer experience any headache and feel pain around my eyes after I doing a new work. So thank you Dr. Fazila. She's a very professional optometrist and I am very recommend her if any of my relatives have eye problem.
Okay, so thank you so much Dr. Fazila and Dr. Afika for being here for joining us today. And any last remarks to the audience out here?
Thank you, hello doctors, for having me. It was a pleasure for me for being here. I hope you guys come and visit my optical store at the Kuala Lumpur. Bye bye.
Okay, thank you hello doctors for having me. I hope you guys can take care of your eyes and till we meet again.
And with that, we've come to an end to another episode of Hello Doctors. And hopefully you guys gain some insight on accommodative infacility, which may seem insignificant to some of you, but it will affect your everyday life greatly. So everyone, please do visit your optometrist at least twice every year to get a full eye examination. And I think that's all from me. This is your host Farah, and till we meet again in the next episode of Hello Doctors. Assalamualaikum and bye bye.